Hey, welcome back. Tom Secuya on 10 Minutes on Brand Awareness. 10 MBA, y'all. What up, yo? What up? Today, we're going to talk about the question of the day, the question of the episode, which is, what can brand awareness do for your business? What can it not do is more of the question. Am I right? Right? Look, brand awareness has so many dimensions. It has so many angles. But I would like to cover on this episode a few things, and these are not the only things, but a few things that it may do for a business that may have an effect on the business. One of them, which is key, is it's actually foundational to all of your communication. Now here's the tricky part. It's a chicken and egg conversation, because is it branding or brand awareness? Branding or brand awareness? Or do I work on who I am and what it is so that I can present that to the people and see if the people like me? Or do I listen first? Okay, so I don't know. I would start at listening first. If I have a product, if I have a business that doesn't have clarity on a brand yet, I would kind of get validation and listen first and see what people are thinking. So that when I do go out there, I am saying precisely what they want to hear if they're the market that I am after. If I've already launched without really considering this, then you might want to figure out who currently is your market. Good example, we opened up a coffee shop. We wanted it to be a creative place, a place for thinking, a place for making stuff. But when we launched it, who were actually coming to the shop were students, doctors, medical students, and a lot of high school students and college students, because they felt that the cafe was really conducive for studying. So we did not force the issue. Instead, we adapted to that kind of market. So I'm simply saying that it is not too late to work on your brand awareness, even if there is already a market that's been dictated for you, or if the market has spoken, so to speak. So it serves as foundation for your communication. What do I mean with that? I mean, when you start to look at your brand awareness, you actually start to figure out who is aware of your brand, who they are, how many of them are out there, where they are, and how do they actually receive information. So see, it's key to your communication. Second, it allows you to measure how known you are. And that removes a little bit of the uncertainty of what you're doing, because now at least you know to what degree you are known out there and how you stack up against similar brands or brands that are either direct or indirect competition in category. So that is a lot already. I mean, you measure how known you are, you figure out what your brand awareness currently is, at what level it currently resides. When it comes to building relationships, it becomes easier. Am I right? I mean, you know how to talk to someone when you know who that someone is. Generally, when you're going to an interview, you try to prepare for it as much as you can, and you go, oh, it's kind of strange. Oh, I'll be like this and I'll do that. So if you know that you're going to go out on a date with someone who enjoys steak or a good wine, then you kind of prepare a kind of date that fits that bill. What that allows you is it allows you to communicate to your audience at the right place, the right time, with the right message. And especially now with the current world situation, and really what we're pertaining to is online and figuring out where to be online. Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram more? And if they are on Instagram more than they are on Facebook, how should my content be? What should my content say? So what that means is brand awareness also requires a ton of empathy from all of us, a ton of human-centeredness, kind of listening being a key activity in the whole process. Measuring brand awareness involves measuring your traffic, measuring your engagement, reach, measuring your share of voice digitally. Especially in the current world situation right now, and it's a lot of it is unpredictable. A lot of it is we don't know what's going to happen next. And if that is the case, it adds up to this roster of the many, many things that we don't know. So what we want is to just go through this process of elimination and a brand awareness is a really, really good place to start. As you go about figuring that out, as you go about trying to see where your brand awareness is at. And again, I only spoke about two things, right? Allowing you to measure yourself, and second, it becoming the foundation of all of your communication, which both of these things are so important. And both of these things are so key to everything. So knowing all of that, what kind of actions are you going to take? Knowing all of that, where are you going to take what you've figured out? If I may suggest, there's a couple of ways you can do this digitally. You can go to Facebook if you have a Facebook page or you're more present there than anywhere else, and check out the insights. And if you do not understand clearly what these measures are and you don't understand what they're telling you, there is service of Facebook called Facebook Blueprint. Actually, just go on Google and search, and then Facebook will probably have the top result, and you can check out what they stand for, and you begin to understand, okay, Facebook essentially, or Insights essentially measures the behavior of people and presents it back in a format that's data, so you can be very, very objective about it. If you're not on Facebook and you're more on just your website, and you want to check out your usual analytics and traffic and figure out Google Trends, and if you look at Google Trends, it will show you what is heavily being searched and what is really gaining action, momentum, and traction at the time. So I'm hoping that this episode was helpful. I'm hoping that this kind of expanded your understanding of brand awareness, which is the desired outcome for every single episode that we shoot. And on the next episode, we will try to cover more and more angles and more dimensions of brand awareness. And we're hoping that we get to answer more and more of your questions. So if you do have questions, please pop them down in the comments or hit us with a DM, hit us with an email. We are going to show you all the contact information we have. And if you have someone to recommend that you would want us to interview, to reach out to, then let us know so we can kind of call and invite them onto the show and talk to them and discuss brand awareness with more and more people. Anyway, thank you for taking the time. This has been an awesome experience for me. Hope it was for you as well. It has been great. This is Tommy Digital, and I'm out. Peace.